Pros and cons of living in Prosper, Texas. Let's talk about it. Hey everybody, it's Rosemary Lewis, your educator agent with eXp Realty, and today I am going to share with you some pros and cons about living in Prosper, Texas. But listen, before I get into it, y'all, I am a local real estate agent, and I serve the Prosper area and surrounding suburbs. So do me a favor, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. That way, every time I post a video, you will be the first to know about it if you click the notifications bell. And you definitely want to be notified because I'm your homegirl, which means I am going to keep it real. I am here to educate you, give you some feedback and some tips about the area, and just help you just make the best decision for your family. Or if you're already in the Prosper area, just hip you to some game, let you know what's around us, things that you may or may not have thought about, and so forth and so on. So let's get into our topic for today. So lots of people are relocating to Texas, specifically North Dallas suburbs, Frisco, Prosper, McKinney, in droves. And I myself am a transplant from another state. And I'm gonna be honest with you and give you some pros and cons to living in Prosper, Texas. Now, if you are not familiar with Prosper, it is about 30 miles north of Dallas. My friends joke with me and say that I really live in Oklahoma. Haha, not quite. But it's about 30 or so miles north of Dallas. And we neighbor Frisco and not too far from Plano and other communities. But Prosper is a little further north. It is not a huge town. I believe Prosper is something like 7 by 3 miles wide. So we're not as big as like a Frisco or a Salina, but definitely the area is growing rapidly. And I have a few pros and cons about living in the area, and I actually wrote them down, so I will be looking at my phone so I know exactly what to tell you. And we're gonna get started. Here is a pro. I love the communities in Prosper, Texas. There are so many neighborhoods. The neighborhoods vary from smaller boutique communities to master plan communities with lagoons and just townhomes and houses and apartment buildings and a whole lot of stuff. So there are the communities, I think, what you're looking for outside of, we don't really have like a party scene, but if you're looking for suburban life, I think that there are a lot of different places where you can land. And my experience is that the people in the communities, like my neighbors, have been just really friendly. A lot of it is very family oriented, and that is a huge draw for people and a pro for Prosper. Here's another pro for Prosper, Texas, is that somehow it has still maintained that small town feel. And, sometimes I know for myself, I came from Chicago, so I wasn't quite looking for a city feel, but didn't want to feel like I was like in the country. And I think Prosper has a good balance of that because yes, we have, the newer buildings and lots of commerce coming to the area, but we still have been able to maintain that small town feel, and it feels like a family. They have different events that just make it feel like where the community rallies together, and absolutely love that. Another pro for Prosper, Texas is the school district. Prosper ISD, according to greatschools.org, is one of the top-rated school districts, and it is growing at a rapid pace. I've done several videos. Be sure to check them out, just all about Prosper ISD, and you can just decide if it would be a good fit for your family. But Prosper ISD is definitely something that is drawing a lot of eyes to want to be here in Prosper, Texas. And then another thing that is a pro is that I love that it's really close to a lot of the other communities that have fun things going on. So Prosper is just a few minutes away from Frisco. You can easily get to downtown McKinney. There's a winery over in Aubrey that we like. I do like how it is pretty much centrally located to get to the northern suburbs. But everything's not all good, y'all. So there are a few cons to Prosper, Texas that I have to tell you about. And here is one big one for a lot of people. is the distance from Dallas, specifically to the different airports. So like I said, Prosper is very far north, and honestly, it's really difficult to get to if you are not utilizing the tollway. And it could probably be about, depending on where you live in Prosper and the time of day, we could be talking anywhere from a 30 to an hour drive to Dallas or to one of the airports that we use, DFW or Love Field. So if you're someone who is a constant commuter, you work in Dallas, even though we're really close to Frisco and Plano, that extra 10 to 15 to 20 minutes can be a lot when you are headed home on a Friday or, a day after a long day of work or coming home from a flight. So the distance from the airport could be a deterrent, but what I think is, if the area is right, how often are you really going to the airport? It might be worth it to endure a little traffic, because when you're home, but that is a con for some people. Now, here's another con of living in Prosper, and this just recently happened, y'all, is that the cost of living, specifically purchasing, has increased at a rapid pace. Now, this is not new. It's not selective just to Prosper. We are experiencing this all over North Dallas, but to give you a little piece of data, since 2020, the average price per foot for a home in Prosper has increased from about $145 a foot to $244 a foot by Netris Trends. So what that means is that the affordability is just getting more difficult for some families, some people to be able to purchase here in Prosper. And honestly, as a homeowner, I do love and appreciate the equity that I'm building, but it does make me sad because I see a lot of families every day that are just kind of priced out of the area. So that's definitely a con, and that honestly is a con that we're seeing all over the place as homes are appreciating at a rapid pace. The next thing that could be a con for you if you're living in Prosper is that it is construction everywhere. I feel like if they're not building homes or building schools or building Targets, it seems like I am always in a construction zone. And while that, I know that we are going to appreciate it, and I personally, that's one thing that made me want to be in the area, because there was just so much room for growth. It's just that with growth comes growing pains. So we have to be aware and understand that there are going to be growing pains, and we are going to be in construction. So make sure you got a good warranty on your tires because you might run over a nail or two while you are living in Prosper. But I am confident that it will all be worth it once it is built out. And then here's another one that is a con that I just really was not aware of. Y'all, water is high in Prosper. And when I say water is high, I mean like your water bill. My water bill in Prosper, I would say, is about double of what it was when I lived in Frisco. A couple of my neighbors, we call it liquid gold because the cost of water is just a little bit more. And that can be a small thing to some people, but that's definitely something that caught me by surprise, was the cost of that utility here. So just know that, you're gonna probably have to up your budget for water in your water bill, because this is just one of those communities where it just is a little bit more expensive. So as you are, a good tip is that if you are purchasing a home, it's always a good idea to ask the current homeowner to give you the past 12 months of utility statements. So just as you are preparing to live in that home, you have a good idea of what you can expect as a homeowner there. Okay, y'all, that's about all I have for you right now. All in all, we love Prosper. It has been a great fit for my family, and I have a lot of clients. Look, comment below if you live in Prosper. What do you think is a pro or a con for living here? And can't wait to see you next week. I will be back with another video. And in the meantime, be sure to subscribe to my channel, because your homegirl is here for you. Definitely want to make sure that I'm bringing you just information about the area, helping you think about things, and just here as a resource. Hop on over to my website if you're thinking about selling your home. If you want to know how much your Prosper home has appreciated, go to rosemarylewis.com. If you click the top sellers, you can figure out what your home is worth, and we can set up a consultation for a call. Talk to you soon.